saying we're dating. This is technically open because you ain't got no. If you like it, you should have put a ring on it, right? Options are still there. Don't do that, please.
That's what I do in the song.
I'm going to need you to stop right now. Could polygamy or open marriages slow the divorce rate and create more committed relationships if we were just in a polygamous relationship?
Now you're messing with money.
Huh?
Now you're messing with money.
Open relationships, today's topic right now. We got somebody on the line. Is that what you're telling me? Somebody is on the line, and then we're going to throw it to our panel. Oh, well, maybe nobody's on the line right now. Oh, you want to type? He wants to talk to me, my producer.
Oh, he want to talk to you?
Yes, but I don't want to talk to him.
So he can't just like write shit and stick it on the window?
No, he couldn't.
Write something, stick it on the window. Sometimes technology get in your way. Okay?
We have Dr. Fran Wallfish on the line right now. Hopefully, Dr. Fran could hear some of the questions we were asking. We need help. We're confused.
Help us out,
open
Doc.
relationship's going to save us from infidelity. Let's go deeper.
Are you there now?
Hi, Zoe. This is Dr. Fran Wallfish.
Hey.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
We are alive. We are thirsty for knowledge. Is open relationship the future of intimate relationships? Talk to us.
I hope not, and I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. You know, I do not want to come off judgmental because that's the last thing that I am. Let me tell your listeners, I am a 90210 Beverly Hills psychologist.
Oh,
And
wow.
I
From the
treat
show?
Lots of pardon me?
From the show?
Not from the show, from Beverly Hills,
From
man.
the zip code.
You actually live. Get down over there. Oh, wow.
I know.
Wow.
She works there.
Wow.
So she's seen it all.
I'm
Treat a
sorry,
lot
speak
of
on yes.
couples. And I can tell you that the couples who get together and agree to open relationships eventually change their minds. And it's usually the female counterpart in heterosexual couples who really are very uncomfortable with the idea of having to share their man with other women. And it usually creates a crack in the foundation of the relationship and ultimately destroys the relationship.
Wow. So are you saying, I need you to go on record right now, are you saying humans are predisposed biologically to be monogamous?
No, I'm not saying that.
Go deeper then.
I am not saying that. You know, there's a lot of debate about that because I can tell you that I've talked to many, many men who argue the point that males are predisposed to not be monogamous.
Right.
And I'm female, so I can't really speak to the biological impulses.
Tough without a penis. Tough without a penis is tough to speak to.
It's tough without a penis. That's true.
You're going to need the penis's input on this.
Yeah, you're gonna have
It's true. But and I would even go so far as to say I believe it.
Wow.
But here's the but. And the but is that emotionally, women and many men, absolutely cannot handle the rivalry, the jealousy, the territorial stepping into she or he is mine, I am not sharing. And it really does actually step into unfinished business with sibling rivalry, having to share the beloved mother. You know, people don't want to do it.
I think
So Fran, this is Dr. Mark. So do you think men are, even though they want an open relationship, you think they're less tolerant of an open relationship when she wants to have one and they don't?
That is correct. I agree.
Let's add some layers to this. I think men are open to the open relationship concept when she's bringing in other women. But if she's going out getting other schlong,
then
we have
it's
an
a
issue.
no-go. Then it's a problem.
then there's an issue,
Yeah,
right?
well, and the man's probably open to the open relationship when he's already been cheating on her already. And
Exactly.
Ooh, good point. Good point.
I don't cheat. I don't cheat. I just have a one yam per fantasy.
Yeah.
My yam. I guess I call my ding ding my yam. And I don't
If I-
have my wife. Nah, player. Well, maybe wife number 2. I'd have been willing to share her.
So?
But this one
You're,
Wait,
you're bringing up an interesting thing, because if it's an open relationship, it is not cheating. It's
There you
okay.
go. There you go.
Aha. Aha. That's good. It's not cheating.
And let me
Listen.
also
Go
say
ahead.
to you that when couples come to me for an actual cheating episode, the key ingredient that I find that determines whether the couple will make it or not is if the cheater owns up to accountability.
That's it.
And
Wow, that's a good point. Listen, hold on, Dr. Fran. We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, more of the open relationship as a solution to the high divorce rate in monogamous marriages in America. So what? Back in a minute. Holla!
Whenever you hear the bongos.
That's my homeboy.
On some old Jamiroquai joint.
You're not knowing. It's my homeboy. He has a
Who
group
is that?
called
Who
The
is
Big
that?
Pill.
Big pill?
Yeah,
Wow.
a friend of mine from Pasadena.
Big pill.
Wow.
Oh, you can let it ride for a second. Let's get a little nugget of that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
I
back.
wanna screw your girl,
Go ahead.
and you can have my girlfriend. Let's all get naked and start some screwing and do some doing, some sucking and chewing. I wanna do your girlfriend. And you can have my wife. She need to do some sit-ups, but you niggas shut up, cause we gon' do some screwing and some chewing and some sucking and some...
Okay.
Wow.
I was so bad at it.
The ZWMS Morning Show is on fire today. 855-878-4652 at Zoe Williams if you want to tweet us. Again, today's topic, open relationships, open marriages. Are they the future? Is Will and Jada in an open marriage? What about Monique and her dude? Are they in an open marriage?
They say they are.
And how does that help? How does that hurt? How does that hinder? We want to know what the pros and cons are. Are you, or most people, in an undeclared open relationship until they get married? Huh? A lot of women got a lot of dudes floating around them just in case the main dude
Like LAX.
Mess up.
They got them like LAX. They got them hovering.
Yeah,
Just
just satellites,
That's
just
right.
orbiting around
come
her.
in, land.
You know,
get
she
some
may
flaming hots and leave.
She may blow in a text every now and again. How
Right.
you doing? Just
Checking
in
them
case.
traps.
Right when that argument happened with
Yep.
him. Hey, how you doing? Huh? Tell us, Brandi. Don't
That's
that
not a
happen?
trap. That's just that's natural. You got to. You need to know what your pool of selection.
Let
is
me
like.
hit you
I don't
upside.
know how many
Let me
dudes
hit you
care,
upside the
though.
dome real quick. I think human beings are situationally monogamous.
Wow.
I'm monogamous
deeper. Go
based
deeper.
on the situation.
Look at God.
You feel me? What does he do? Who does he? How much resources he have? All of this and that. All of that plays a factor. Who he is in society, stature, education, finance. Everything's locking in. The situation will require me to give him time, energy, effort, and maybe monogamy. I think that's how a lot of people interface. If you disagree, somebody call us at 855-878-4652. We've got Dr. Fran on the line. And then again, Jeff wants to say something. Jeff, go ahead.
I got a problem with the two couples that you brought up, Will and Jada, and Monique and her husband.
You don't like them?
No.
You don't wanna work
Shout
in
out
Hollywood, do
to
you?
Monique, my girl.
Okay.
Monique, my girl,
All right.
and Charlie, Will's bodyguard. That's my dude. Okay, I know these people.
Charlie Mack,
Charlie,
the first out the limo.
The dude that's flipping Will when the Fresh Prince come on, and he pulled Will up, and Will was flipping around doing the helicopter. That's Charlie Mack. Anyway, those two couples that you mentioned are rich. Okay?
So you're saying it's easier to be in an open relationship when you're rich? Go
If
deeper.
Will cheats on Jada in her eyes, I'm sorry, baby, here's a Bentley. You can't do that with you. If you work a 9 to 5, it's awful fucking hard to come back from a cheating standpoint because you don't have no money.
Edible arrangement.
That's just saying.
Yeah. You don't have no. Look here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Sleezy, comedian extraordinaire. Talk to us, man.
Hey, what's going on? You all right?
I'm good, man. You?
Yeah, I'm in there like booty hair, man. I'm cool. Well,
Okay, like, yeah. Wow.
you in there.
All right,
It's
I
up
get
in
it.
there.
I get it.
It ain't no
You
more.
painted the picture.
It can't get no more up in there
It's,
than that.
it's in there.
Okay, so talk to me, man. What is your ideation of open
I
relationship?
think I agree with you about that. It's just for the situation because I think a woman really only in love with the feeling. They're not in love with you. So
What about men?
men,
Wow.
I'm gonna disagree with
they're in love with
Yeah.
how you make them feel. Kind of sometimes it's more so the feeling. It's more so how you make them feel.
Wow.
And they just like you said, they always texting or where they DMing or inboxing another man because sometimes you not making them feel that way. So they got to get not sexually, but sometimes they'll go get that feeling
They
from
gotta
another.
keep that feeling on this level.
So when, like you said, when you mess up, they around there from them hawks is in the air. They waiting, squawk. So they'll come swoop down on your woman.
So I got questions for Brandi, the doctor, and Dr. Fran.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just ask, right? Brandi, you disagree with what he had to say, correct?
To a certain extent, yeah.
So say what you want to say, and then I want to ask Dr. G and Dr. Fran a question.
Well, I mean, he said that he didn't think that women were in love with you. They're just in love with the way that you make them feel. And if that's the case, I'm sorry that you haven't experienced that because I don't think that
Don't be sorry for me.
everybody. No, okay, then I won't. I don't think that everybody feels that way. I do think people genuinely fall in love with another person, and it's not about money or whatever. You know, of course there are those things that happen. Come on, we live in a world with varied personalities and stuff like that. But that's not the case.
Well,
for
that was my
everybody.
next question. Dr. G, or you want to
Yeah, I want to say
respond? Go
something.
ahead.
How many of you have had an argument with your significant other, and somehow talked it through, and then had great sex?
Oh,
Gone from war to sex.
I think I am.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Raise
So
a hand for me.
Okay.
That's-
So here's the question, because I think what's happening is people are losing the ability to talk about what they genuinely feel underneath it all. And when you get into an argument and you can go from the hate to the hurt underneath it all, what happens? And the other person hears you. Suddenly, the hate that causes you the need to act out and strike out and seek revenge and feel justified goes away. But if you've been in an argument where you can go from the level of I hate you, no, I don't hate you. I'm disappointed in you, and I'm not just disappointed in you. I'm afraid that if this goes on, it is over. Our family is over. And I think when people can go from that, DEFCON 1 to DEFCON 5,
Right.
I think
I'm sorry.
I think the relief that you have survived Armageddon and this mutual relief suddenly causes you to feel really rapturous towards the other person. I think that's why a lot of people, if they can fight and not get mean and abusive, but just get everything off their chest, the warm feelings come back. And I think what's happening is people are losing the ability to talk about what's really going on underneath.
Yeah.
And what they do is they react on the surface, and then maybe the man shuts down or the woman shuts down, and they think, okay, you can win the conversation, but I'm going to act out. I have picked out the person I'm going to go get even with you about.
Jeff Brown is a fool. Jeff Brown looked at his watch and then looked at Mark like, that's a filibuster, technically. But that was good stuff.
Okay.
But he spoke of something that was very big. When you can get from the hurt back to making love, back to loving one, that's like going through war. That's like going through being in the foxhole during a war. You make it out, that bond is for life.
Why you think the general been in the military for 40 years? Because he's been through wars.
Right.
And that's one of the problems with the military now, they're saying, is that we have a lot of non-war tested generals. And you have a lot of relationships that aren't war tested. The minute y'all have a battle,
That's good.
hey, you done. You
That's
done.
good.
You
That's
done.
good.
Grenade, don't nobody want to. That's, if this is
Well,
a
that-
war, somebody got to
good.
jump on a grenade
Well,
sometime.
that's why one of the tips I gave at a previous show and people took me to task is when you're dating someone, before you make a big commitment, get into at least 3 arguments because you want to see the other person at their worst before you commit because you're going to see it later.
But that scares a lot of people, Doc.
Well,
You know why? Because if I see you at your worst, am I still going to love you afterwards?
Depends.
but what,
A lot of people, once they see you and they go, damn,
Yeah, but
you
you
look
got-
like Linda Blair.
yeah, but the point is,
Okay, well, this shit's over.
But the point is, that Linda Blair is looking at you at your worst. So the point is, okay, here's a choice: don't see the other person at their worst, but then later on it comes out, and you have 1 or 2 or 3 kids, and then you feel trapped. So what do you do?
Yeah.
So what is
okay.
better? What is
Here-
better?
Go ahead.
Here's where I disagree with that.
Y'all not going to let me get back to the doctor, huh?
Oh, you're the one who always disagrees with this. Go on.
Yes, I always disagree with that. Because me and
Lord Contrarian, speak.
That is not. It is I. It is I, Lord. It is I, Lord. It is I. Ale for the horses.
Ale, wenches.
Wenches,
Oh,
come.
oh,
You with the big breasts.
Oh,
to me.
Spico, expert in third marriage.
That's right. Absolutely. I've done this shit and I've fucked up enough cars to know how to drive. Look. My wife and I have said, look, here's my version of the Hulk. Here's your version of the Hulk. We have put these 2 animals behind this cage because regardless to how much I love you or you love me, these 2 animals have been race proven to destroy love.
Wow.
These are love monsters. They eat love alive. And I will not let this monster out of the cage on you. I will take a drive. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm going to tell you about your bullshit. But I'm going to have a way to do it because I'm not going to let this monster out the cage. You do not want my monster. My monster's horrible.
I believe, let me do this. We have to bring back Dr. Fran, but I believe a lot of people, I think all of us in general, to some degree, are polyamorous. I know that there are a lot of people out there who are marrying a security blanket, but in love with another person.
Whew.
I believe that happens.
I know
Yes.
somebody like
All the
I know
damn
you somebody.
time.
I believe it.
And I believe we're polyamorous. I
Yeah.
think that happens. We've got Dr. Fran. I want to wrap her up real quick, but Dr. Fran, do you have any closing thoughts on what was just said?